Hi people, it's Archivist here, hope you're doing well, and today I have yet another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video for you, where we continue to fight in the Xyz Festival with my Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon deck. In the interest of trying to create some variety in my clips, I wanted to go for some slightly different plays in my clips today. I didn't once summon number 62. To be fair, there were situations where I thought it might be vulnerable to a card effect anyway, so it wasn't pure restraint. I was also trying to go for what made sense at the time. So you'll see some cards. In fact, Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, I don't think I've ever shown that in a clip before. It isn't in my normal Galaxy deck, it is in my Xyz Festival deck though, so that's why it doesn't come out much. And also something that's not often seen is Cyberdragon Infinity, and those two cards together are very potent in terms of negating card effects. And I just love the fact that Cyberdragon Infinity can target a face-up monster your opponent controls and just make it an Xyz material. It's really frustrating when it happens to you, but it's very fun when you do it to them. When I did it in this game, I probably had the win already, but still fun and satisfying to do. And another card I'm continuing to use, number 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. I do love the ability to negate all other monsters' effects on the field. That's still continuing to be really useful. The reducing opponents to their original attack and defense, that's coming in handy less, I'm finding, but definitely negating other effects on the field for monsters, as long as you don't bomb your own cards. I did do that the other day where I negated my number 38's effects, which wasn't ideal. So hopefully some variety in the clips today for you to enjoy. One thing that did cross my mind though is that if they're going to do festivals that are focused around summoning techniques like Xyz, well, I was okay for Xyz because I already had a really heavily focused Xyz deck. In fact, it was really lucky that this was the first one just as I was using my Galaxy Eyes deck. But it did make me think if there's ever a Synchro Festival or even a Fusion Festival or a Pendulum Festival, I might be in a bit of trouble because I don't have any decks that are focused around that. So I'm considering looking into Stardust Dragon so that I can build up a bit more of a Synchro summoning focused deck. Fusion summoning, I'm not... Well, actually, I might be alright because my Blue Eyes deck has a lot of fusion cards. So fusion I might be alright on as well, as long as I can get away with playing Blue Eyes. Link summoning, luckily I do have a Cyberburst deck. In fact, that's probably my overall strongest deck. So if there's Link Summoning Festival, I might be alright. I'm a little bit nervous about a Link Festival just because the games are going to go on for so long. But sure. I don't know if we'll see other ones that I'm speculating a bit. They might have different themes. Maybe they'll be like the Dragon Festival or the Dark Hatch. They could really center these events around anything they want. So I am speculating a little bit there. One thing that just in a couple of days has massively improved as well around the Xyz Festival, and major props to the developers for implementing this so quickly in response. But if you were playing in the early days of the Xyz Festival, you probably came across a lot of decks where they were clearly trying to self-destruct, using cards that were designed to take away life points. In fact, it was basically the same deck, so you know it's that kind of thing where someone found it, shared it, and then everyone just copied it and decided to self-destruct. And the reason for this was because if you won, you would get 100 medals with your own deck, and then 50 medals if you lost with your own deck. And people decided, in their infinite wisdom, that it was optimal, in quotes, to sacrifice yourself to very quickly end the game so that you could do 2 games to get 50 medals rather than trying to win and get 100 medals because games can sometimes go on a long time. I was not a fan of this, and I wouldn't have minded it if it was just the odd game, but it was getting so frequent that I wasn't really getting a chance to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So that was my irritation with it. But luckily, they've now changed it where you still lose and get 50 medals, so you don't have to be too upset if you are losing games, like genuinely losing games. But they've increased the winning now to 500 medals, which is awesome. So that's 10 times as much. So realistically, right, I think it's very much worth going for the win, not just because you should go for the win, but because it actually makes sense in terms of getting gems now. But the thing is, now that this has come out and I've got loads and loads of medals, I do notice that the number of gems you get at each threshold really drop over time. Like early on, there was like 100 gems, 300. I think even one of them was 600 gems. I was thinking, wow, they're just giving this stuff away. But now they've moved up to 500 medals, and I've jumped very quickly down the tree of unlocks. So I've realized, oh, now I'm on to 20 gems, 5 gems, 10 gems. Oh, okay, this is getting a lot slower. And this is something that is a common theme without Master Duel, where when it comes to resources, you get a lot at once and then it seriously tapers off. So it's a very bursty game in terms of acquiring resources, I'm realizing. So yeah, once again, major props to the devs for implementing it so quickly, and not only that, but doing it in a positive way. They so easily could have just taken away the medals you get for losing, which would have been a shame, because you do go through those battles where, you know, it's taking a while, and despite your best efforts, you just don't win. And it's a shame to come away with nothing, so it would have been sad if they took away the 50 medals. But no, instead they decided to significantly boost the number of medals you get for the win. And I think that's a really good and respectful way of doing it. And it actually gives me some faith for how this game will be supported going forward, because this was so quick and I think so wise as well. People are so harsh to devs these days, but honestly that was a good move in my humble opinion, and seems to have had a good effect. So, as always people, thanks very much for watching, and see you next time.